Selection debates make up the heart of rugby discourse. Whether it's debating your national side or dreaming up a fantasy 15, every rugby fan takes part in these on a weekly basis. World Rugby themselves are no different, selecting a dream team every year which draws no shortage of critics. But what if we look deeper? What if we looked beyond the top handful of nations and dove down into the lower rankings to find star players who could mix it with the best the Six Nations and the Rugby Championship have to offer? I was joined by Rugby Globetrotter Harry Jones to pick our team of 2024. Welcome back to the HG Rugby Podcast. I'm still here with Harry Jones. This is part 2 of our 2024 in review. You can catch part 1 from last week where we reviewed the top 15 teams in men's World Rugby in the test scene. And now we're going to be picking our World 15 with a twist. And I'm about to tell Harry what the twist is. The twist is this, Harry. You are only allowed to pick one player from each of the 15 teams that we just reviewed.
Okay, that's hard.
So only one Springbok, only one All Black, and also only one USA Men's Eagles player, only one Samoan. That's where it is. So have you ever done a challenge like this before?
Never.
Shall I give you a tip? Because I have seen it done.
Sure.
What you do is you start from the bottom, because there's no point picking all the great players from all the best teams where they have, on balance, world-class contenders in most positions, whereas you get down to Samoa or USA and they only have one or two. So you've got to start at the bottom and go with the one or two.
Fair.
And then work your way up. So
okay.
I propose that's what we do. So
Sure.
One player then from the United States of America Men's Eagles.
AJ McGinty is our fly-off.
That's a big call because there are some good fly-halves in some other teams.
I know, but he's very good. He's never been able to show how good he is.
Okay, I'm writing it down. AJ McGinty. God, you came to that conclusion a lot faster than I thought you might. Next up is, I need to remember what order they're in, Samoa. Now, I'm going to allow you to pick players who represented Samoa in the World Cup just gone. They haven't been playing for Samoa this year. In 2024, we've seen some real player availability issues for Samoa. But who's your nomination?
Theo McFarland.
He would be my nomination as well. I think he's quite a straightforward one. But what position are you playing him in? I'm
going to stick him at blindside.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Theo McFarland, you are our blindside flanker. I was really hoping you'd struggle a lot more than this. Okay. Next country is Japan. Okay, so there's a couple of contenders in Japan for me. There's a couple of names that spring to mind and go, okay, it could be him. The two that spring straight to mind would either be Warner Dearns in the second row or Dylan Riley at outside centre.
Yeah, I'm actually leaning towards Dylan Riley. I think he's been playing superbly, and I like picking a 13 with the 13th team.
I hadn't even noticed that. That is very poetic. But Dylan Riley, I think he scored in every game of the Pacific Nations Cup. His pace, is he? How good is he? Like, would he look at home in a Scotland or an Australia?
Oh, I think he would. I think that's a perfect example. It's hard to play 13. It's really difficult to play 13 in a team that's not getting ascendant ball and gain line. So if you look good in a not so good team at 13, you're a good 13.
Next, going back up again, we've got Georgia. Again, I think there's two contenders that spring out for me. And, a lot of people, when they talk about Georgia, talk about the scrum. They talk about the pack. For me, that's not quite true of this current Georgia side. And the two names is Akat Tabidzadze on the wing, whose try-scoring record is phenomenal. He's the one who scored the 100-meter try against Australia.
The Wallabies, yeah.
Yeah. Or Leon's David Niniashvili, who some say is maybe even top 3 fullbacks in the world right now.
Yeah, I'd go Niniashvili because I think on the tries by that winger, I've seen a lot of poor defense, whereas David seems to be able to unlock, and also he plays proper defensive positioning at 15.
Okay, so we've got 3 backs and 1 forward so far. So that's something to bear in mind. So the next team that we need to go to is Wales. For God's sake, can we skip this one? Probably the 2 players for Wales would be Dewi Lake and Jack Morgan. Do you think of anyone else?
Aaron Wainwright. Yeah, I would go with Jack Morgan. I mean, there's also Tommy Raffel, but I think Jack Morgan is like a superb player, so I'm going with
Yes.
him. Yeah, and he fits in on the other side of the scrum because we got Theo McFarland.
The Italians now. Where are you going with Italy?
Now I'm kind of wondering about my AJ McGinty pick. Okay, so
So would you pick Paolo Garbisi?
well, it's a
I,
good way to go.
but I'm not a massive Paolo Garbisi fan. I have to say.
Yeah, I think I
I've
might.
seen him. I've seen him go in and out of games.
Am I allowed to pick Anja Gopuaso on the wing?
You can do that.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm going then.
So, but I would offer a Tommaso Menechalo. I think he's clearly Italy's best player.
That's not a bad shout.
He plays for Italy primarily as a 12. He plays for Benetton primarily as a 13. But
Yeah.
in the draw against France, he played number 14, and he got his first cap for Italy on the wing as well.
Okay, that helps me if we go Menoncello. But we're sticking him where? 12 or picking him on the wing?
It depends. We can pencil him in one of those for now and then move him.
Yeah.
We actually have both wing spots still open.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put him on the wing for now, and then we'll see where we end up with at the end. Okay, this is okay. Next one's a fun one is Fiji. So lots to pick here. Now you've got obviously, your Globetrotters, your Joshua Tuisovas, Levani Bottia's up there, but you've also got, a new breed coming through, your Texi Caniveres, your Nasila Sealers in the second row, maybe Ravuta Mada on the wing, it could be an option.
I like Nasili Nasili at lock for an all action pack. We have a very explosive pack so far, too, by the way.
Well, we've only got two back rowers. So are you going to go Nasila Sealer?
McFarland, Nasili Nasili, and Jack Morgan. It's feeling good. I like this.
Are you happy to give up a lock spot to Fiji? Because I'll
Yeah.
be honest, not everyone thinks Fiji when they think locks.
When we get to the top, though, we can go anywhere. We have so much, there's going to be a block that fits somewhere, so I'm not worried about it.
Are you playing in 4 or 5? Because I know that's a big deal for you South Africans.
Um, he would be a 5.
Next up, Australia. I'm not sure who you'd go from Australia. So I've got to be honest. I'm not, no name. Angus Bell maybe is the one name that jumps out of me. They're not a team that has the guy at the moment, are they?
Yeah, true. I think I'll go Rob Valentini, but stick him at 8.
Bobby V at 8. But some people said that he could have been nominated for World Player of the Year. I'm not sure I'm quite there on him.
Phenomenal player, one of those guys who plays well from, standing start, doesn't often get around the corner ball, has to make he has to make a dent. Very consistent, good line out operator, great tackler, engine, works hard. I like him how he's come along. I think this year, I think Joe Schmidt's a good teacher, and there were several players that got better in the Wallabies. And I would say Bobby V is one of them.
Okay, so our 5, 6, 7, 8 is now all gone. So no more
Yeah.
loose forwards. So that's
Yes.
going to be tricky because for a lot of teams, their best player is a loose forward. So England is next up.
Hmm.
Hmm. So you can't pick Bernal unless you pick him at 12.
I'm not that enamored by him. So I would say we can play Morrow at 4.
We can play Mauro at 4. We can do that.
Yep. Let's go
Obviously,
that.
can't pick Marcus Smith unless we bump AG McGinty. Who else could be a contender from England? Jamie George, maybe at number 2.
He was the only guy that it was Morrow versus Jamie, and I think I might need that later as we get into Argentina. So
Okay, okay, okay.
because I
So
have to have a captain too.
very true. Okay, so Scotland's up next. So we've got wing spots if you wanted to pick Doohan or Darcy Graham. We've still got, I think 12 is still open if you wanted to go for Sione Tuipulotu. Xander Ferguson, I think, is a very underrated player. So they're the three that probably jump out to me.
Yeah, those are good options. I actually think we might just go with Duhan because we're doing a very big team so far.
Do you? I must say, Tommaso Malincello on one wing because we do need to pick this properly as a team. Well, we'll
Right.
review it at the end. But Tommaso Malincello on one wing and Duhan van der Merwe on the other wing. Is that a balance that you're in favor of?
We're just going to outscore everyone. We're not worried about defense.
Some people say, and I include some Scottish fans in this, some people say that Doohan only turns up for the big games and he turns up for the TV cameras.
Listen, if he was playing in a prior era, he'd be one of those guys they talk about as one of the all-time greats. I think everything's got better. Defense is harder to break down, but he's a proper player.
Okay. Next up is Argentina. So are you going Montoya then?
Yeah, we go with Julian Montoya at the hooker, and he will captain our team.
I would have been tempted to go Albanos if we didn't already have a 10. I think Albanos has been
Yeah.
fantastic. Juan Cruz Malia as well, I think is my could have been picked for World Player of the Year. I think he's been phenomenal. He won everything with Toulouse and he's been I I thought he was the best fullback in the Rugby Championship personally.
Mm.
France. Oh, come on, right, come on. Are you going to suggest that it's not Dupont?
Who do we have left? Which
Nine is open.
positions?
9 is open.
Prop,
12 is open. 3 is open, and 1 is open.
two props, a 9 and a 12. Yeah, let's just put Antoine Dupont. We seem really clever to have done that exactly.
Well, I wondered if you were deliberately keeping it free.
No, no, no. That on the board now. That's the way to go because I don't want to. We have more options, and I don't really love the 12 for the French.
No, it's a very open spot. Mo
Yeah.
Afana has been playing it. And I have to say, he's the one who is still on probation for me. I'm going to clip this up now and say South African picks Dupont as best 9 in world. Next, we're up to the All Blacks. So we're 12 open. I do feel like Geordie Barrett. Oh no, but now Tyrell Lomax.
No, no, we're going Tyrrell Lomax. That's the one I had in my brain all the time. I was like, okay, I'm using a prop for New Zealand. That's just as we said, they've been an impressive scrummaging team. Plus, he does more than that. I think he's surpassed
He's got very good ball handling skills.
Furlong on handling and scrummaging on Malherbe. So he's got both.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. What world do we live in where New Zealand's best player is a tight head prop?
That is true though, right now.
It's a
I
national
think
crisis.
it's
Okay, so now
close.
now we're going into Ireland and South Africa. Now, at risk of skipping ahead, number one prop has got to be Oxenshade, surely. Like, no disrespect to Andrew Porter, but that's where we're going, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we have to. So I think we have to go 12 on Ireland now,
We
right?
do, we do,
But we have choices on 12.
we do, we do. There's well, it's two really for Ireland. Yeah, it's Aki or Henshaw.
Yeah. So, but I think at peak in the last 24 months, who's been playing, when they're playing their best, I think Aki is a proper operator at 12.
There's another 12 called Aki, but he's Tongan and plays for Toulouse. He's one of my favourite players, Peter Aki.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he's not eligible for this list because Tonga are ranked 19th or 20th in the world rankings at the moment.
This team is so different from the team that I prepared because I thought I was picking a team. Like I'll run you through what I
Yeah,
had.
tell me what. So
I
what
had
did you think? Because I told you there was a twist. I
yeah,
told you there would be
I
a
had
rule.
Ox, I had Movaka at hooker, I
Yeah.
had Lomax, I had Eben, I had Archias Neyman as his number 5. I
Really?
think I think he's superb, and it's just a matter of time. Peter Steph, Botia at open side,
I
Doris,
agree on Bossier. He's
yeah,
phenomenal.
Doris at 8,
Yep.
and my riser. I know it's Cam Roygard. I feel like we're about to see a great All Black.
I think it's fair to say he played better than Dupont in that game.
Yep. And I'm still hanging on to Pollard at 10 if you want to win.
I don't think Pollard is South Africa's best 10 right now.
Yeah, I'm going with Pollard. And then Louis Bielbieri at 11,
Hmm.
Delende 12, Creel 13, Colby at 14, and Blair Kinghorn is my
Really?
surprise 15. I just think he's about to explode. Yeah.
Like I said, Juan Cruz Malia would be up there for me. I think Fassi's been fantastic this year.
Yeah, he's fun to watch.
All right, so here's the team that we've just picked. So it goes Oxenshade from South Africa, Julian Montoya from Argentina, Tyrell Lomax from New Zealand, Number 4 will be Mauro Itoje, and he's partnered in the second row by Fiji's Nasila Sila, which is, I still think, the weirdest pick of this team. Theo McFarland is at blindside flank. Then you've got Wales' Jack Morgan at open side flank. I like that Wales has got an open side flank. That feels right. It sounds right. Then you've got Bobby V at number 8 from Australia. Anton Dupont, of course, is at number 9. He can't be captain because he speaks French. And I think most of the rest of this team is English speakers predominantly. USA's AJ McGinty is his halfback partner. Then you've got a centre partnership of Bundy Aki and Dylan Riley. Oof, that's a good centre partnership. I like that.
It is.
I like that. It's not similar either. There's two foils there. That is a partnership. Then on the wings, you've got Duhan van der Merwe and Italy's Tommaso Manicello, and at fullback is Georgia's David Naniashvili. Any in there that we now are allowed a do-over of any that you want to change up. I still think, despite what I argued for Tommaso Manicello, I wonder if Capozzo might be a better choice on the wing there. I don't know whether maybe, without upsetting the wingers, is it better to put in a lower ranked winger on the wing so you can maybe have, I don't know, maybe a 10 from a higher up team? I don't know. How are you feeling about this team?
I like it. I tell you what, that pack looks super fun. I think it's incredibly mobile. But proper operators in the set piece. I think there's so many line-out targets there.
There are.
It's a wacky club. Listen, it's a strange team, but I kind of like it.
I like the centers best.
I think they would score with Dupont, McGinty, Aki, and David. I think that'd be a live wire backline.
Oh yeah. Dupont and David on the same team. I think.
I imagine AJ McGinty gets his first good service ever. Like he actually, for the first time in his whole life, the ball comes to his actual midriff.
Yeah. Okay. And now you're allowed to break the rule and pick another player from a team that's already been picked. So you're allowed to double up from one team. And you're allowed to pick a player who's already got a national teammate in there and put him in. Who are you picking?
Oh, okay. So we just put Eben at 4, shift Mara to 5, kick out. So yeah, we fixed that problem.
Okay. And would Eben then be captain?
Now I want Julian Montoya because he cries and he's passionate, and I love his English. His English is like better than normal English.
Excel does the copyright thing. I didn't mean it to do that. I wanted to do the captain thing.
Yeah,
it's a fun team. I love the back line of this team. The pack is interesting. It's a vibe for sure, and I can't disagree with the front row, particularly the two props. I think
the front row is power packed actually, and then you have Eben and Maro behind them. Yeah, then you just have Jack Morgan stealing everything and smashing everything he sees.
Yeah, it's mobile. That's a with the ball team. That's not a team. Who coaches this team? Razor.
Oh, that'd be so fun. Get them together. Razor and Rossi together. Yes, co-coaches. They'd have a good time.
My thanks to Harry for joining me for that video. Look, I'm wearing my Western Province jersey in his honour, even if they are kind of terrible at the moment. If you'd like to see my full chat with Harry, you can do so by clicking here, or you can subscribe to the channel by clicking here. Thanks very much. I hope everybody has a great Christmas, and I'll see you in the new year. Cheers.